Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to do another base page make a layout out of another base page. So let's just tear into what I've got here and get started. This one tonight is one of my grandsons that he's our real athlete in the family of the six. He is like the natural athlete. And so this is, they went to a place here in the Metroplex called Shields. And they have, it's kind of an elite, I don't know, maybe that's not the right word, but sporting goods store. It's not like Academy or, Dick's Sporting Goods or anything like that. It's like for better athletes. Or I don't know, better. I don't even know if that's right. I'll put it this way. It's more expensive, but he thought he had to have a glove. It was his birthday, and he wanted a new glove, and he wanted it from there. And so that's what he got for his birthday. I'm going to do these three pictures. This is him with his new glove. It's hard to see. It's kind of dark, but this is him with his new glove. I don't know what these letters say, but it says Shields above him. And here is the picture. I think it's pronounced Marucci, his Marucci glove. It may be Marucci, I don't know, or Marucci, I don't know. But anyway, there's a picture of his new glove. And then here's a picture of him at the gate of one of the fields where they played. He played select ball this fall. And he actually hurt his shoulder in football because he's playing football also, and he hurt his shoulder in football, and so he ended up missing several weeks of both football and baseball, but he did get to kind of finish out the season anyway. All right, so here are the pictures. I've already done my journaling, so this is going to be my basic layout, and then we'll get to embellishing. So let's get this down. I want to get this. I started to write over there and remembered I wanted to do that. This is it's not a Project Life card, but it looks kind of like a Project Life card. It came in something, and so I just put the yellow to go behind it so that I could use that as my journaling box. And it worked out pretty good. So I'm going to get that down. And it needs to be, let's see, we got to get this there, so I gotta cover up where I wrote that I didn't want to. Oops, we gotta move over just a little so we can get the picture on there. I think that should work. Get it straight. I think that'll work. Then get this picture on there. Go back and glue those but I've got some tucking to do. There's that. Let's get this one up here. I don't know exactly where all I'm going to tuck, so I think I do, but I'm not positive. Let's see if we can find something that's kind of looks straight. If that needs to be up just a little. Maybe that's straight. Before I glue it, I'll be sure. And this one's got to be over because it's gonna have to move a little bit. Because I'm going to put, I'm going to try to put a little thing on these ends, but look at this cute little embellishment. Isn't that precious? This is a treasure box. Yes, treasure box embellishment. I got it at Scrapbook Convention. I got several. I got a couple of different ones that were baseball. I got a football, maybe even a basketball one. But it's a treasure box. Now, it doesn't come inked. You assemble it. It's just the cutout pieces. And this one actually, this part was a dark green, and I changed it to the orange to go with this. I just cut used it as a pattern and cut a piece. And I did not put this kind of tab or ticket thing, whatever it is, back in behind there for this layout. But you get like the little two-piece hat, you get the two baseball seam cutouts, you get the baseball, the hand, the nose, the bat, the glove, the button, you get everything. You just, like I put some ink lines on it and then inked it to get it the way I wanted it. Now this, I've got to figure out, and I may have to move these pictures around a little bit to get him on here and not have, kind of overlapped my journaling there a little bit. Let's see if we can finagle this just a little. I can't very much because of the, I gotta get him all on there though. Okay, that will work. I didn't really want to cover Samuel up. All right, let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we put that right there. If we can get our glove on there. Yep, without running off the side of the page. Okay, that works. All right, so let's get this down. I need some glue for part of that. This is pattern paper. Not pattern paper. You know what I mean. It's got ridges and stuff in it. I can't think of the word I need. So it needs glue. I'm gonna just put a little bit up here too. Textured paper. Love it when I can't think of a word. Okay, so he's got to be straight and he's got to be on the page. All right, I think that's okay. Now, I had some paper that had these baseballs, so I cut some of those out and thought that I would put them over here. I've got to fix another thing. I got to fix this. I think I want to put a deal coming like this. So I'm going to cut those. While I'm doing that, let me do the twist real quick. The twist tonight comes from Matthew 13:31 and 32. And it says, "The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all the seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree." Sometimes I think that we think, oh, I'm just insignificant. What I can do doesn't really matter. And so we use that as an excuse to do nothing. Or we are a small church and we say, oh, our church we're not big enough to make any kind of impact in the community, so we don't even need to try. And that's so not true. I think sometimes those are just excuses to not do something. But we've got to realize that in God's hands, even little effort can be a lot. It can be huge. And so we can't let that be our excuse. I love some of the other scriptures that are like the other one about the mustard seed, that just faith the size of a mustard seed can move a mountain. And so not to give up and not to give out and not to use that as an excuse. Our insignificance multiplies, and it's not insignificant at all anymore. I love the story of the widow's mite. The other people were giving these large amounts, but the Lord said hers was the biggest because it came from her heart and it was such a sacrifice. And so if we're giving our best, if we're giving all that we have to offer, God recognizes that, and He will definitely multiply it and use it for His glory. So remember, the smallest of the seeds, the mustard seed, becomes the largest of the plants in the garden. So even if we feel like we're the mustard seed, we've got to give God our best, give Him our all, and then let him take care of the rest. Leave it in his hands. I need that cut just a little bit. There. Okay. Come up off of there. All right. I was thinking this probably needs to be touched with, because it's white core, just touch it with this ink so that it doesn't look like white core. This one's going to be pretty simple, but with that little or big embellishment on there, I just don't think it needs much more. Okay, I wanted to like just stick these under the edge of that like they were, like it ran the whole distance, but all I have is just that. That was just a little frame that I think was in a baseball ephemera pack. I'm just going to stick this under the end, and hopefully it'll kind of look like a full sheet under there. I've got another little piece I'm going to use down there by the glove. Okay. Then let's do the same thing. And I know these are not evenly spaced, but I don't want to cover any more of him up with my little gnome. And I love my little gnome. I think he's awfully cute. Let's see, where are we here? That in under the edge, okay. That just kind of gives a little bit of a boost to that top that isn't going to have anything else on it. And then these, I think I'm just going to make a little embellishment coming out of the side over here, out of these 3 baseballs. Nothing spectacular, but just a little something over there. Get one kind of small, and then this little bit bigger one, and then the biggest one in the in the back. One, and then just stick this one right back up in there. Like I said, this is going to be very, very simple, especially for me, where I usually try to cover every square inch of real estate. Okay, there's that. And then I had this little thing. It came out of that same little ephemera pack. I had that said home, and then I cut the other side of this and just made it. These are starting to kind of run together. I think I had that picture up further, but I may just overlap the picture. Be all right. Do the, come here. Do these coming out from that, kind of tie the top to the bottom like that. And then I think I'm going to be finished. I think that is going to be it. Yeah, he is definitely our best athlete. His older brother, the one just older than him, is kind of a runner. He ran in cross country. The oldest one is in 7th grade. He is 6th grade this year. The oldest one was in 7th grade, so he was actually in school sports. and ran on the cross-country team. And he was like the second best one on his team, but their team was not amazing. You know, like they never won anything or placed at anything. They have one boy he's better than my grandson. And I think he got, of course, there's, 100 kids running in those cross-country meets, but I think he got maybe 15th was his best place. So they're not, and then the rest of them were way behind John Weston even. So they're not amazing, but, they got a lot of growing and improving to do. So hopefully they'll get better. But just the fact that he can run that far without stopping is amazing to me. I was never a runner. His mom was a cross-country runner. She ran cross-country, and then she ran the 800 in track, and she did high jump. Okay, I think that's just going to be it. It's kind of simple, but I like it. And that's one of my base pages that I made, which I thought the yellow, it's got maroon and he's got on blue. Well, there's blue in that though. But anyway, I thought that base page worked pretty good for this. I did kind of mess up that base page, and I thought maybe I could cover it up, but I didn't. There wasn't really anything to put there. So it's just there, and I'm going to live with it. So there we go. There is another one of our base pages. If you look down in the description box, you'll find the link to Ginger's Corner, where we do all about that base, 20 base pages in 20 days. We make our base pages, and then we come back and we put pictures with them, and we make layouts, and it is one of the most fun hops that we do. And lots and lots and lots of good contributors, so much talent. They're all different, so just click on that playlist and have a blast. I kind of binged yesterday on it, and it was awesome. There are just some super videos on there. So have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else. Thanks for dropping by my channel.